Hello Mabu hi, welcome back with another rant episode from yours truly, Antonio, and today, I am gonna rant on some things that they cannot be supported long time ago, and that is, GoAnimate themed grounded videos targeting preschool-aimed or directed characters. Yes, you heard it right, grounded videos that target preschool-aimed characters. This is something I strongly condemn from part of the GoAnimate community online. And before we talk about the specific behaviors I want to call out today, I need to be clear about this video's purpose. This is not meant to shame anyone, simply for using animation software, and it's not an attack against creativity or art. What we are addressing, however, are a pattern of behaviors within a subset of online animation culture, particularly the widespread creation and sharing of grounded and punishment-style videos using preschool or child-oriented characters in inappropriate, repetitive, or mean-spirited contexts. These videos are often labeled as fun, hilarious, or just satire, but when you look at their structure and effects, there are serious reasons for concern. The goal of this video is to encourage awareness, better media practices, and constructive creativity, not harmful repetition or the normalization of content that can be toxic or unsettling to viewers, especially younger ones. If you agree with me about this one, you can spread the word by clicking share, then spread it to your social media accounts. This is very serious right now, so without the delays, we now start the real rant, in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Oh my god. Those videos are pointless, and it's killing certain aspects of life on social media and the internet as a whole, which something that I do not tolerate them at all. When many people think of GoAnimate, now known as Vyond, what immediately comes to mind is the repetitive trend of grounded videos. These are typically animations where a character, often from a preschool or early childhood show like Caillou, Dora the Explorer, Little Bill, or Peppa Pig, commits some minor act or arbitrary misbehavior and is then subjected to exaggerated punishment, grounded for 999,999 years or worse. These videos have become so common that they dominate a portion of the GoAnimate community's content. A big part of what makes this trend problematic is who is being used as characters. Many are coming from preschool or family-friendly media, using them as vessels for punishment narratives, especially with violence, cruel outcomes, or nonsensical threats, can create a confusing or negative association in the minds of audiences who grew up with these shows, or worse, young viewers who stumble upon these videos thinking they are child-oriented. This blurs the line between innocent childhood media and adult-produced content that isn't meant for young eyes. But that's not the worst part yet. Some excuses used by many big-names YouTube creators. Creators often justify these grounded videos with excuses like, it's just a joke, everyone's doing it, I'm just parodying this show, or it's satire. No. But none of these justifications hold up under scrutiny. If your creative work relies primarily on recycled plots, characters doing trivial things and then being grounded for absurd durations, that's not satire, that's formulaic content with no real substance, depth, or purpose beyond shock value and repetition. It's also worth calling out the attitude behind "I hate baby shows, so I'll make them suffer" mindset. Some users explicitly choose preschool characters because they dislike them, even celebrating their grounding or humiliation. That's not creative criticism, that's animosity disguised as content. And it can violate certain rules of social media, you know? And now let's do a direct call out to anyone who thinks this is harmless. You better listen. No exceptions, no excuses, please. Are you seriously proud of recycling the same punishment scenario over and over again? Do you honestly think that depicting characters you claim to dislike being beaten, tortured, or grounded for ridiculous durations makes you clever? Think about it. You take a character originally designed for education and wholesome engagement, and you turn them into a target for random punishment narratives with no thought to context, age appropriateness, or impact. That kind of repetition doesn't build creativity. It trains you to copy and paste cruelty. If you're doing this for views, likes, or a laugh, you are participating in a cycle that actually rewards toxicity and discourages thoughtful storytelling. Alright then, many defenders of grounded videos claim they are just joking, or that it's fine because viewers are older and not children. But let's be honest with you guys, anyone with social media experience knows that algorithmic recommendation and search patterns can expose younger audiences to content they should never see at all. Yes, at all. Without strong oversight, videos that mimic child-friendly visuals or characters can easily appear in algorithms, raising the risk of harmful exposure. And this is exactly why you need to stop and think about what you're uploading. If you're creating grounded videos or similar animations that use child-appropriate art styles and characters without any real purpose behind them, you are contributing to a problem that has already been documented over and over again. There was a major controversy known as ARS, where millions of videos appeared on YouTube that looked like innocent children's animation but contained violent, scary, or inappropriate elements, and some were even able to slip into YouTube Kids because of algorithmic failures. These videos weren't meant for children, and still they ended up being recommended because they mimicked familiar characters and bright visuals, fooling automated filters and parents alike. This shows that content like this doesn't stay neatly in a harmless corner of the internet. It can spread and reach the very audiences you might think are excluded. The risk is real, and by uploading low-effort, ground-for-shock videos that borrow from preschool or family shows, you are helping fill algorithms with content that looks like it should be safe but can end up being dangerous. That it can be violations of social media rules. Another long-term problem with this behavior is how it shapes creators' habits and expectations. If your main output is grounded videos with repetitive plots and mean-spirited punishments, you are training yourself and others to value quantity over quality, shock over substance, and cruelty over creativity. This becomes a self-fulfilling loop. You see others doing it, so you copy it, and then others copy you, creating a cycle of recycled content with nothing new to offer. This pattern can stunt creative growth and dilute what could have been meaningful or positive engagement with animation and storytelling. Furthermore, content that mocks childhood nostalgia or beloved characters can harm viewer experiences. Many people online describe feeling negative or disturbed when they revisit grounded videos from their past, especially if they encountered them while young, sometimes even associating their childhood memories with negative content. That shift from nostalgia to discomfort is not trivial. It affects how people remember and engage with negative content. That shift from nostalgia to discomfort is not trivial. It affects how people remember and engage with media they once enjoyed. So when you think about the future, ask yourself this: what kind of creative culture do you want to cultivate? Is it one where cheap laughs and recycled punishment tropes dominate? Or is it one where animation is used to explore real ideas, tell stories with depth, and respect viewers of all ages? You have a choice. You can keep making the same grounded video that contribute to toxic cycles, or you can challenge yourself to create something original, thoughtful, and respectful of your audience and the characters you engage with. And I'm not just saying that as a preference, this is about responsibility. When you lean into repetitive, mean-spirited content, you train both yourself and your audience to accept copy-paste cruelty as entertainment. That habit leads into how people treat others online and offline, shaping attitudes toward disrespect, desensitization, and even how algorithms learn what deserves attention. The issue isn't theoretical. Platforms like YouTube and YouTube Kids have historically struggled with LSK-type content, where videos disguised as kid-friendly animations ended up featuring inappropriate, abusive, or disturbing themes because uploaders exploited algorithms to attract clicks. These videos mimicked familiar characters and bright visuals to game recommendation systems, and in some cases even appeared in supposedly safe spaces for children. That's a documented risk when content creators prioritize shock, repetition, and algorithmic exploitation over quality and safety. So ask yourself, do you want to be part of the problem, creating content that encourage undesirable viewing habits, contributes to unsafe media ecosystems, and normalizes toxic patterns? Or do you want to be part of this solution, pushing the community toward creativity that is original, respectful, and mindful of real-world influence? The latter isn't just higher quality, it's ethically stronger. When we demand better from ourselves and each other, we help break toxic cycles instead of reinforcing them. If you, the big peeps on GoAnimate YouTube squad, if you're watching this now, I am speaking directly to you now, the person sitting at the computer, the one with the Vyond tab open, the one currently clicking and dragging a screaming mouth onto a character's face. Stop. Look at what you are doing. You are spending the finite hours of your youth building a monument to your own anger. You think you are a creator, but you are currently a prisoner of a template. Every time you make a video where a character is grounded for a billion years, you are not expressing creativity, you are expressing a lack of it. You are following a script written by trolls and children from 10 years ago, and you are letting those demons of low-effort rage dictate how you spend your time. Why are you so invested in the suffering of a cartoon puppet? Why do you find satisfaction in the robotic scream of a automated voice? This is a wake-up call to the person behind the screen. You have the potential to tell stories that matter, to create art that inspires, or even just to make a joke that is actually clever. But you will never reach that potential as long as you are hiding in this toxic subculture. You are currently acting as the warden of a digital prison for toddlers, but you are the one who is truly trapped. Break the cycle. Delete the grounded project. Shut down the rage-fueled rant. It is time to step out of the dark room of these repetitive tropes and into the light of actual ethical creation. You are better than the Boris you are animating. You are more capable than the rant you are writing. Wake up already, dudes. And to make this rant clear, furthermore, these videos often target characters meant for early childhood development. There is a deep, underlying irony in a teenager or young adult claiming they hate Barney because he is annoying or babyish. Of course he is babyish. He is for babies. To be genuinely angry at a character designed for a 3-year-old is to admit that you have not yet developed the emotional maturity to move past that stage of life yourself. True maturity is the ability to look at a preschool show and recognize that it is a tool for a specific developmental window that you have successfully passed through. By obsessing over these characters, by grounding them and ranting at them, you are staying tethered to the nursery. You are refusing to grow. You are keeping yourself in a state of perpetual, digital infancy, disguised as edgy adulthood. And now, let us discuss the long-term ramifications of this behavior, because what happens on social media never truly stays there. We are living in an era where your digital footprint is your permanent record. In 5, 10, or 15 years, you will be entering a professional world where your name is your brand. Imagine a future employer, a mentor, or even a future partner searching for your name and discovering a library of videos where you animated the verbal abuse and execution of preschool characters. They won't see satire. They will see a person who, during their formative years, exhibited a disturbing lack of empathy and a preoccupation with power-tripping over fictional children. This behavior also has a profound impact on your real-life social skills. When you spend your time in a community that rewards ranting and grounding, you are training brain to react to disagreement with extreme hostility. You are learning that the way to handle something you find annoying is to demand its total destruction. This is not how the real world works. In a healthy society, we navigate differences through communication, boundaries, and moving on. The grounded community teaches you the opposite. It teaches you to obsess, to harass, and to escalate. This is a recipe for social isolation and professional failure. By participating in this, you are effectively grounding your own future. You are limiting your ability to function in a world that requires emotional intelligence and nuanced thought. And like I said earlier in my other videos, there are always excuses. Examples are, it's just a joke, you might say, or, it's my channel, I can do what I want. Some might even claim they are cleaning up the internet by calling out bad shows. Let's dismantle these justifications ethically. First, a joke requires a victim and a punchline. When the victim is the very concept of childhood innocence and the punchline is, you are grounded forever, the joke is on the creator. It isn't humor, it's a repetitive stress injury of the soul. Second, while you have the technical right to upload what you wish, You do not have the ethical right to contribute to a culture of toxicity. Your freedom of speech does not exempt you from the social responsibility of being a decent human being. The most common excuse, that these shows are bad and deserve the hate, is perhaps the most illogical of all. Quality is subjective, and as we established, preschool media is not designed for the tastes of an older audience. To judge Peppa Pig by the standards of Breaking Bad is an exercise in futility. It is a fundamental misunderstanding of the purpose of media. When you use bad writing as a justification to animate a character being physically harmed or emotionally destroyed, you are using a thin veil of criticism to hide a desire for cruelty. There is no ethical justification for the level of vitriol found in these rants. None. Every excuse you make is just another brick in the wall of the digital prison you've built for yourself. The future of social media depends on users like you deciding that the era of the toxic big name is over. We do not need more rant channels. We need more voices of reason. We need creators who understand that their influence carries weight and that their content should aim to elevate, not degrade. By walking away from the grounded trope, you are reclaiming your identity. You are deciding that your legacy will not be defined by how loud you could scream at a cartoon, but by how much you can grow as a person. The choice is yours. You can remain a footnote in the history of a niche, toxic subculture, or you can begin the work of becoming a professional, ethical creator who contributes something meaningful to the world. Leave the preschool characters to the children they were meant for. Leave the grounded videos in the past where they belong. It is time to move forward, to act with integrity, and to finally, truly, grow up. The screen is blank, the timeline is clear, and for the first time in a long time, you have the opportunity to create something that actually matters. Make it count. Ultimately, creating grounded videos out of preschool or kids media characters isn't just repetitive, it's ethically questionable and potentially harmful. It promotes cruelty as humor, rewards poor creative habits, and risks exposing vulnerable viewers to content they shouldn't see. If you're truly passionate about animation, use your skills to build something meaningful, not to perpetuate a pattern that prioritizes shock and negativity over substance and ethics. Okay, mic drop. And that's all for this video. If this perspective has provided you with a valuable wake-up call or helped you reconsider the impact of your digital footprint, I invite you to signal your support by utilizing the like function, to ensure you remain informed as we continue to dissect internet subcultures and advocate for a lot more constructive, professional creative standards. Please consider subscribing to the channel. Engaging with this content helps shift the algorithm away from toxicity and toward a more mature, reasoned discourse. Thank you for your time, your attention, and your commitment to evolving as a creator. This has been Antonio, signing off, and may God bless you and keep you, forever and always. Amen.